grandson of Mr. Raj Kapoor, a superstar in his own right, Mr. Ranbir Kapoor. May I now request Shri Shekhar Kapoor to please present our guests with a customized My Stamp issued by the Department of Posts on the birth centenary celebrations of four legends, Shri Raj Kapoor, Shri Mohammad Rafi, Shri Akkineni Nageswara Rao and Shri Tapan Singha.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Extremely excited, honored, and privileged, not just to be here at the IFFI Film Festival, but also to speak about Mr. Raj Kapoor. It's really luck that I was born in this family, and I'm extremely grateful and proud about everything that he has done for the films, for the film industry, and I'm really happy to talk anything about him. So thank you so much for being here. Love you too.
Ranbir, I find myself extremely lucky to be here today. I worked with Raj Saab. He was my guru. I worked with your father, who was more than a childhood friend. And now I'm here with you, which is like being with a son. So being with three generations, I think, is a great thing. So we are here to talk about Raj Saab, Sandrit here. What has his influence been on you? I know you were very young when he passed away.
Yeah, I think that's always been such a large question. I've always been asked this question wherever I've gone since the time I've been in the film industry. I think when I could remember anything in life, I remembered him as a grandfather, as Dadaji, who was this big man with blue eyes. When me and my sister, when we went to his house, he used to take us to his room and he used to hide these caramel toffees in his fridge. And he used to make us stand in a line, all of us, all the cousins, Karina, Karishma, my sister, myself. And he used to ask us to do salam and to sing Awara Ho and to give him a kiss on his cheek, and then we were bribed with a caramel toffee. So that is, so my memories of him are very personal. I got to know him more after I started understanding movies, after I started understanding who he was, what his contribution was. Of course, me being the first grandson who with the name Kapoor in the family, so I of course got a lot of love and attention. When my mom used to fire me or shout at me, I used to call him up, and he used to call up my mom and fire her, so I used that as a leverage also. So like every grandkid with their grandfather, my relationship with him was that. He passed away when I was 6 years old, and I still remember I have this vivid memory that, of course, I didn't know what death was and all of those things, but we were in Devnar Cottage, and all the children were upstairs playing, and we were looking down in the garden, and we could just see a sea of people. I've never seen so many people in my life, and I really understood that day, okay, this man has some standing, has some value, he's done something, that's why so many people have come to pay him respect. So that memory will always stay with me, especially when they took his body, and there was, the entire Chembur road was filled with people. Yeah, so these are my early memories of him.
I remember the day you were born, and Saab was ecstatic. It's the first grandson, and I could see that pleasure in his eyes, which I'm sure, I wish he was here today to see what you've achieved. It's really tremendous. Tell me, Ranbir, I just noted down a few things. As an actor, how do you interpret the themes he explored in his films?
I think Raj Kapoor, the filmmaker, always explored different themes at different times of his life. If you see his earlier films like Avara, which was based on casteism, it tells you a story about how an individual and the surroundings that he's been brought up in, what is that impact on that person and what that person becomes. If you see Sri Char Subis, he spoke about greed, about the underprivileged and really trying to make something with their lives. And I think the latter part of the last few films that he made, he really made strong films with really strong Indian moral values. Spoke about the society in such an honest and frank way, still making it really commercial and really entertaining. He made movies, woman-centric films, where he spoke about the oppression of a woman in a patriarchal society and against a misogynistic individual. If you see Prem Rogi spoke about widow remarriage. If you see talk about Ram Teri Ganga Meli, he actually compared the protagonist Ganga to the river Ganga, how it starts so pure and by the time it reaches down because of society and human habits, it really impures the person. So I think another big example I think of Mr. Raj Kapoor is after he made Mera Naam Joker, which was a colossal disaster. He lost so much of money, his house was mortgaged, and I hear so many stories from my family what was happening at that time. He had the courage to make a film with newcomers. A 50-year-old man making a film for the youth. That means that he really kept with the times. He was not stuck in a cocoon. He was not somebody who was high up in his ivory tower. He was constantly in touch with the common man. He was constantly in touch with the mass. He was constantly in touch with what kind of stories, people would like to see. And really to make a film like Bobby at that time, at the age of 50, which spoke to teenagers, is something which is truly amazing.
I remember those days because I was very much part of Bobby. And after Mera Naam Joker, with the financial problems he had, when he decided to make Bobby, he told the unit, I'm making this film with a love story, a teenage love story. So we had the financial controller who said, very good, so make this teenage love story with Dharminder and Hema Malini. So he started laughing. He said, look, I'm going to make this with Chintu and with a new girl. And he said, how did he sell the film? He said, I'm not bothered. Through the making of the film, what I saw is, I saw Raj Kapoor make the film in exactly the way he made his early films, which is great credit to him. Tell me, which of his films has impacted you the most?
I think two films that come to my mind is Sri Char Subis. I love the story of a vagabond, somebody who has stars in his eyes, very hopeful, and how he makes it, how he deals with fame. That's something which really spoke to me. I loved the music in the film, the performances, everything. And the second film, which is probably my favorite, is Jaagte Raho. It was a film that he didn't direct, but he acted and produced. And that film really spoke to me, especially at a time when I was in film school. I was seeing films of different cultures, different countries. And when I saw Jaagte Raho, I was like, yeah, this should be up there with all the other films that we watch from all over the world, which are applauded and given accolades. So Jaagte Raho and Sri Char Subis. What about yours?
To me, the film which really, apart from Bobby, which I was very close to my heart, was Prem Rog. And especially Prem Rog, the film and the way Chintu, your father, performed in that film. And tell me one thing, in your legacy, your grandfather was an actor-director. Your father was an actor-director. Any intention of you becoming an actor-director?
Absolutely. I actually always wanted to be a director. I myself went to a film school to...
Why do you want us to lose our jobs? Tell me that.
No, I'm far from it. But yeah, I realized that, the opportunities of being an actor came easily. You know, I come from a privileged setting, so of course I had the opportunities, and I didn't want to take that for granted. I want to do my best. And the more I worked with good directors, and I worked with a lot of good directors in the Hindi film industry, the more I realized what a hard and a selfless job direction is. Acting is tough too, but you know, it's far more easier than directing a movie. My grandfather directed, acted, produced, wrote, edited a film at the age of 24, which was Aag. Was at 24, right? Yeah, at the age of 24. I'm 42 today, you know, and I still don't have the courage to direct a film. I produced a movie called Jaga Jasoos, which again didn't work at the box office. But you know, it's something which definitely I have a burning ambition. I'm waiting for a story to come because you know a director should make a movie only if he has a story to tell, not just for the sake of making a movie.
So we can hope to see a movie which is going to be directed by you.
Absolutely, I hope so too.
And, I would love to see that and see how much is Raj Kapoor.
But let me also tell you, when I was in film school, I made various short films which I have buried underground that nobody will ever see because they were so terrible and so bad that I'm extremely ashamed about it. So I have lots of work to do.
Tell me from in this film which you make, what is there anything from Raj Kapoor's way of making films you'd like to invite?
I think, I guess मेरा मानना है कि Raj Kapoor was Raj Kapoor because he didn't really follow a model. You know, he constantly took risks, he constantly pushed the boundaries, he told different stories of different characters. So I think if you really want to take any kind of legacy forward, you have to do it in a very individualistic approach. I remember when I started working in movies, my father was always against my choices. You know, he always wondered, what kind of movies are you doing? What is Barfi and Wake Up Sid and Rocket Singh Salesman of the Year? You should do, you know, more commercial films and speak to a larger audience. But at that point of time, these films spoke to me and I could really engage myself with it and I could surrender myself to these parts in these movies. So I think what I mean to say is that, of course, we all are offshoots of movies that Mr. Raj Kapoor, Guru Dutt, Bimal Roy, Mehboob Khan, yourself, and all the great filmmakers, Mr. Shekhar Kapoor who's sitting here, we've all taken so much of inspiration. It's the way you say it. It's your perception of life. It's what you have absorbed, you know, as a person, and then you want to kind of just flow into that story, and that's why it's different. It's individualistic. So yeah, heavily influenced, but you have to be individualistic to really make a mark in any way.
Raj Saab had great affinity for music, and he's had memorable songs. More than half the songs that they were composed by him, which your Bua used to play on the piano, and I heard songs from him when I joined him in '68. I heard songs which he used in Bobby and then in Ram Teri Ganga Meri. They were with him from all that time. How is that going to affect you? Is the music going to affect you?
I think first speaking about his music, I think he was very lucky to partner with such genius talents, you know, like Shankar Jaikishan, Lakshmikant Pyarelal, Mukesh, Lata Mangeshkar, lyricists like Hasrat Jaipuri, Shailendra, and I think they were truly close friends. And for them, making music was not work; it was a passion, you know. So to work the entire day, and then everybody used to come over, and then they should just have their music sittings. So it was their way of parting. You know, they really enjoyed that process. And I think Raj Kapoor was a very learned man. You know, if it was literature, if it was music, if it was playing an instrument, it came very easy to him. So music has been such a big contribution to his career. You know, and then over the years, you know, I've often heard my father also say that music, if you hear today's music and you hear the music back then, there's so much of a difference in the poetry, in the writing, in the catchphrase of the song. Everything has become now like a reel, you know, it's just a minute, you have a minute of a good stanza and that's enough. So it is kind of sad that, you know, music in Indian movies is kind of dying. Excuse me. But I hope, I think music is so much a part of our culture, so much a part of our celebration. When we watch a Hindi movie, we want to see it all. We want to see action, comedy, romance, emotion. We want to hear good songs. We want to dance. There are so many filmmakers now that I speak to who are working in my generation who are saying that they are finding it harder to write a story where they can incorporate music, where the protagonist, both the leads, where both the leads are singing songs. Of course, there are pros to it also, because today you can't have a movie based on a medical couple who are singing songs behind trees, so there has to be some realism attached also. But I really hope that, the music culture comes back, and we celebrate music like how he used to.
See, Raj Saab, when he had these songs made, which I heard way back in '68, he did not know who the hero would be, who the characters. And one of the songs was from Bobby, Jhoot Bole Ka Hua Kaate, something I heard in '68. Then I heard the one from Ram Teri Ganga Meli, Sun Sahiba Sun. So these were just songs created in which we finally found situations from. Come back to
I think another thing which I've heard over the years, that when he was making Sangam, one of my favorite films of his, he wanted to cast Vijayantimala, and her name was Radha, and she was not agreeing to do the film. So he sent her a text. I don't know what it used to be called at that time.
It was a telegram.
A telegram.
And that was...
Sorry? It wasn't a call, it was like a telegram.
It was a telegram he sent her.
So he said, Bol Radha Bol, Sangam hoga ke nahi, like the word Sangam, and she sent a telegram back saying, Hoga, Hoga, Hoga.
That's right.
And that became the song.
That's right, that became the song. See, he would find any situation. But I must tell you something which is a little strange and a little funny about his songs. It's in my book, I think you've read it. At a song sitting for Mera Naam Joker, I first time went for a sitting, and there was Raj Kapoor, Shankar ji, Jai Kishan ji, Hasrat Saab, Shailendra ji, Mukesh ji. So all these stalwarts, for me it was a great fanboy moment, seeing all these people together. And they got down to discussing the song. And like all music directors have dummy words in a song just to get the sense. When Shankarji started singing the dummy words, I did not know if I should jump out of a window or I should, just bang my head and die. Because he sang the dummy words, jitni maa bahan ki gaaliyan thi, which you could imagine. There was this man singing with all these maa bahan ki gaaliyan. And I was shocked, he said, hearing that. और फिर discussion ही हो रहा था कि एक काम करते हैं, grandfather, शंकर एक काम करते हैं, वो माँ की change करके बहन की कर देते हैं. So this is how they went, this is how, and they made great songs out of it. And your grandfather very fond of eating. I think that goes in your family. Yeah. Are you a foodie also, Ranjan?
I am, but in today's day and age, it's become an occupational hazard. You have to. It's a visual medium, so you can't let loose. So I've had my mother's side also, who's always kind of controlling. She's always put it in our heads that you have to be healthy, and you look at your family. They have so many problems of ailments and all of that. So I've really taken more towards my mom's side than father's side. Not out of choice, just because I knew that I had to be an actor and I had to listen to him.
Yeah, I've seen your father eating a piece of pav, putting a jalebi in that, with butter and jalebi, and eating that. And I said, sir, what are you eating? He said, is it written anywhere that I can't? I said, no, it's not written, but it's not done. He said, there's a better way to eat it. And he dipped it in tomato ketchup. See your face.
I remember another story, I think, of Mr. Prithvi Raj Kapoor, when they all were staying together in Chilgur, and he had to be on a diet because he had to start shooting Mughal-e-Azam, I think, at that time. And he told my grandmother that I need to be on a diet. So start, give me some diet food. So she gave him a salad to eat, and he ate the salad. And after the salad, he told his chef to bring the real food because he's had his diet khana. Now he'll have the real food. So I don't think they understood the concept of diet at that age, at that time.
With your legacy and I'm sure you'll make a very good film. I hope so. And you have the blessing of your father, one of the most gifted actors we've ever had. And your fourth generation, you're the fourth generation of filmmakers over there. You know, 5 generations, your 4 generations have worked in a film. Yeah. That was in Awara. Your great-grandfather, Pahadi's father was there, Siraj Kapoorji was there, Dad was there, Shami uncle was there, and Dabu Saab was there. So
also, Mr. Prithviraj Kapoor's father was the judge.
Yeah, he was there also, that. So we really look forward to this. And I think people would like to ask you some questions. But I'd just like to say one thing to everyone. This session is about Ranbir and his grandfather. So, you know, let's not have anything personal.
There's nothing controversial in my life nowadays. So,
anyway, it's open to whoever wants to ask him anything.
how do we do this? ये कैसे करें?
There's a girl there who stood up first. I think she's been standing through the whole session waiting to put her hand up.
Hi. उनको mic दे सकते हैं? Okay, we'll get to you. Let's just finish up. Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay,
I'm here. Hi Ranbir, this is Sanchita.
Hi, Sanchita.
I'm a film student from Pune.
Oh, nice.
And since
What are you doing?
BA filmmaking, an undergrad course.
Nice.
Yes. So since you have went to film school and you have learned direction, what is that one movie of Raj Kapoor that you think you could have directed in a different way?
I would have directed every film in a different way, but all of them would have been atrocious. So, but I think if I had to pick a film of his that I would like to remake, I don't believe in remakes. I believe that a film is made to its best of its capabilities and you should not touch it, and especially Raj Kapoor's films. But I would love to have a take on Shri Char Solis. Like I said, it's my favorite film.
Hello, sir. Ranbir, sir.
Anji.
Sir,
One second, you just finish off, we'll come to you. 1 second. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, of course.
Fantastic. My name is Nandita Parker.
Hi, Nandita.
I'm a former fund manager turned full-time ocean conservationist.
Wow.
And the reason I got here to this point is because I understood the ocean crisis as an existential threat to humanity. I really love the work that your grandfather did, your father did, and of course you. And my daughter's a big fan as well. One of the biggest issues that Gen Z is facing is this anxiety about climate change, anxiety about not being able to do anything about the environment. So when I look back at your grandfather's legacy, I feel like he really tackled issues that were front burner, difficult for people to understand unless they were done at a Bollywood stage, at a movie. And I'm asking you, are you touched by the ocean crisis? Are you touched by climate change? Are you touched with the disaster that we're making of our environment and of this beautiful planet that is our home enough to be able to make an impact through your films?
You know, ma'am,
I'll
be honest with you, I am even more worried and touched now since I am a father and I have to think of, you know, my child's life and what it's going to be for her after so many years. So yes, you know, as cinema people, as artists, it's our moral responsibility, you know, to make movies that entertain people. Of course, that's one set of movies, but also, you know, I think knowledge is such a large thing that, you know, we need to put out there. What can be done? What's going wrong? So many people don't even know what's right or what's wrong. You go on social media and you watch a reel or you read a headline and it can be very misleading. So I think knowledge is something that is, the awareness is very important, and if I can create any awareness for anything, not just, you know, ocean related, for anything that will protect the planet. I think it's all our moral responsibility to do that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I have created a beautiful virtual reality experience on the oceans,
Okay.
right here in a white tent.
Okay.
It's India's first ever.
Okay.
I funded it and I brought it to India.
Well, that's it.
I would love for you to come.
I'll definitely
and
stop by.
You have to come and stop by, and I invite everybody. It's free. It's a huge investment. Please come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. हाँ जी, मैं आपकी आवाज़ सुन सकता हूँ सर.
Raj Kapoor sir's movies, like they're all very, very famous in Russia. What I'm asking is, at the time there are no subtitles, yeah, but the songs are very good and he was a hit. What was the reason he became a hit in Russia? Subtitles were not there. What attracted Russians to like them? Of course, the songs were extraordinary. All the songs are hit songs. I'm listening to the song from the age of 5, Dum Dum Digga Digga and all. So how it became success in Russia?
I think, sir, there are various reasons. Of course, music is something which always touches anybody. You don't need to know the language, you know, as long as the melody, the singing. Music is such an art form that really, you know, touches your soul. But I think also the characters and the stories he made films on, it's something which was universally appealing. Not just the Soviet Union, you know, if it's Eastern Europe, if it was the Middle East, if it was Southeast Asia. I remember when I was a student in New York, I used to wait for cab drivers who were from Russia or Ukraine, because whenever they got to know that I was from the Raj Kapoor family, they gave me a free ride. They never took money from me. So I was always, you know, I used to hail a cab and I used to first ask, where are you from? If he said Russia, I used to sit in the cab and start a conversation. You know, I mean, that was his impact. You know, like I said, I went to a film school in New York. When they were talking about the Kieslowskis and all the filmmakers from around the world, they were also mentioning Raj Kapoor and Guru Dutt. You know, so that was his impact, and his impact was only through his work, the movies he made.
Hello, Ranveer sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, Ranveer sir. Today we have got everywhere the part 2 like that and all. Was there any story for Mera Naam Joker what to be done in 2 parts instead of?
I think Rahul uncle would be able to answer this
On
question.
what?
Was there a part 2 for Mera Naam Joker?
There was
2 intervals. Was there anything considered for 2 parts to get in release like that, those times?
There was to be a second part for which the script was kind of done, and we recorded a song also. But I think after the first one didn't work, we decided not to make it.
मैम एक सेकंड में इनके बाद आपके पास आता हूँ, आप माइक आपको दे देंगे. हाँ जी.
Yesterday we had a master class with Mr. Anubam K. He told us anyone who can lie, he can act. Now, as a phenomenal actor, you are. How big liar you are?
You know, I don't think, I know I've heard that statement a lot, that if you can lie, you can act. Because I don't think acting is lying, because at least I speak for myself. Whenever I am acting, if I am not completely honest to the moment that I am performing, if I am not present, if I am not really flowing as an artist, I've always seen that the result has not been good. Whenever I have gone home after a day of shoot and I've been thinking about a shot, okay, what was the shot today? And if I really don't know, if I'm very vague about it, okay, what happened? That means I was not really superficially seeing myself from a long shot, you know, I was really present. So I don't really truly endorse that statement that if you can lie, you can act. But acting is not that hard a job. You know, today there are such good institutes, there's such good teachers. Watching movies is also such a great teacher. That anybody who has an aspiration to become an actor, it is hard work, of course. It's not as glamorous as it looks. But there are also certain skills that you develop over a period of years. And once you develop those skills, then it is the quest to unskill yourself, because you become so predictable that you're not interesting anymore. So it's quite ironical as you know, acting early on and acting after 20 years. You know, you have your challenges all the time.
Love you, sir.
Hello. Ma'am, we can't hear you. हाँ जी, वो सुन लिया, लेकिन आपका क्वेश्चन सुनाई नहीं दे रहा.
हेलो, मैं ये बताना चाह रही हूँ कि विविध भारती मुंबई से रोज़ कोई ऐसा दिन नहीं होता है जबकि राज कपूर साहब का गाना ना बजता हो, सुबह से शाम तक, रात तक, 24 घंटे, और उस समय रोज़ राज कपूर साहब को याद किया जाता है। मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि आपके चाहने वाले बहुत सारे हैं, हम सब उनमें शुमार हैं, लेकिन राज कपूर से जुड़ी हुई एक कोई ख़ास याद आप बताइए, और साथ में हमें बताइए कि राज कपूर साहब से एक्टिंग की कौन सी बड़ी बारीक सी बात आपने सीखी है।
मैम ऐसे तो बहुत सारे उदाहरण हैं, बट मुझे एक पल याद है कि चिंबूर में जब पार्टीज होती थी तो हम जब बच्चे थे हम भी वहाँ जाते थे और बहुत सारे लोग होते थे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के, सब वहाँ मौजूद होते थे, और जहाँ वो रहते थे एक बड़ा सा गार्डन हुआ करता था, और क्योंकि हम बच्चे थे तो हम नंगे पैर वहाँ खेला करते थे। तो once I was bitten by a lot of red ants, and this was like in the middle of the night, and Mr. Raj Kapoor was in the middle of the party and having a great time, but having seen कि I was in some form of pain and trouble, उन्होंने खुद मुझे उठाया, उनके बाथरूम लेकर गए, मेरे पैर धोने लगे। So that's one moment I really remember. आपका दूसरा क्वेश्चन क्या था?
राज कपूर साहब से एक्टिंग की कौन सी बारीकी आपने सीखी?
I think मैं यहाँ honestly बताना चाहूँगा कि I was a bigger fan of Raj Kapoor as a director than an actor. I've been a very big fan of my father's work as an actor. But I think उनकी आँखों में अगर उनका, of course वो एक स्टाइलाइज्ड एक्टर थे, एक तरीका था उनका जैसे जब वो एक रोल को अप्रोच करते थे, बट आई थिंक जो असलियत उनकी आँखों में दिखती थी, जो ऑनेस्टी उनकी आँखों में दिखती थी, वो बहुत मुश्किल से आती है। बिकॉज आई एम अ वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल माई सेल्फ, मुझे ये एहसास होता है कि उनकी आँखें कभी आप कभी झूठ नहीं देख सकते थे उनकी आँखों में। सो आई थिंक दैट वाज समथिंग।
रणवीर, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन टू आस्क यू। अगर साहब अभी होते तो which is your performance you would appreciate the most? Come on, this is now for you to think.
I think out of the 20 odd films I've done, Rahul Uncle, one film where I was very, very inspired by him was a film called Barfi. I don't know if it would be his kind of cinema. Actually, he was a man of every kind of cinema, but I would definitely like to show him that film and have a discussion on that.
Okay, and your father?
Which film of his?
Which film of yours would you think is? I know he was very, very. He was on seventh heaven when he saw Barfi.
Yes. No, actually he didn't. I remember when he saw Barfi, he called me after the trial. This was a day before release, and he was like, "हाँ रणवीर, तू acting तो अच्छी कर लेता है, but अभी art films करना बंद कर."
ये तो
I remember जब Rockstar release हुई थी, again he called me a day before release and he said, "वो end में लड़की वापस आ जाती है कि मर जाती है?" So he was always, he always was fond of complete films.
I know at one film of yours, it was a premiere and I met him जब तो फिर जब फिल्म खत्म हुई बाहर निकले तो सब खड़े थे, डायरेक्टर भी था, सब लोग खड़े थे, तो गले मिला मेरे, तो मैंने कहा बहुत अच्छा काम किया है रणवीर ने। He said, छोड़ यार, ये कोई फिल्म है क्या, ये फिल्म कल तक उतर जाएगी।
I think this was Savarya, my first film.
Your first film. He is very, very, very.
No, that's the thing about creative artists. He was so perceptive. मुझे याद है कि जब मैंने सावरिया की शूटिंग कर रहा था, ये मेरी पहली पिक्चर थी, मिस्टर संजय लीला बंसाली डायरेक्टर थे, और हम करजत में शूट कर रहे थे, तो पापा हैड कम वन डे टू सी द शूटिंग, और जब वो सेट पे आए तो ऐसा सब जगह ऐसे देखने लगे और उन्होंने कहा कि ये जो बड़ा बुद्धा का हेड यहाँ क्यों पड़ा है, इतने सारे विंडोज है, लोग कहाँ हैं, सिर्फ तू और सोनम क्यों सड़कों पे ऐसे चलते जा रहे हैं, रात क्यों है, दिन कब होगा? So he asked me these certain questions and I didn't really have answers. I was like, you're old school now, this is really cool filmmaking and all of that. But I remember he sat in the car and he told my mom कि ये picture कभी चलने नहीं वाली. You cannot alienate your audience with place and time. There has to be some relatability. And again, उस वक्त मुझे I didn't value what he said, but I completely understand what he meant.
Sir. Hello. So myself, hello. Kerala. So I'm not that good in Hindi, but I'm a huge fan of your grandfather's songs. So okay, whenever I get a chance, I used to sing this song. Okay. So what do you think explains the enduring popularity of किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो किसी के वास्ते है तेरे जीना इसी के नाम है. Over generation, I'm a 90s kid. I'm a huge fan of your grandfather.
Thank you. I'm an 80s kid too, and that's my anthem. It's my favorite song. The first song that I made my daughter Raha here was किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार. अगर very simply, if you just hear the lyrics of the song, it's so simple, and it's definitely a great philosophy to live your life by.
Hello sir, I'm the last bencher.
Where are you?
Last bencher. I love your all films, sir. In 2024, how the man or boy should be like a wake-up seat, like a bunny, or like a run Vijay Singh?
I think you said a boy. I think a boy and a girl should just be themselves. They don't have to be anybody. Who they are, genuinely and honestly, is what stands out. So don't try and be anything. Just be a version of yourself.
Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello, sir. Hello.
नमस्ते सर. I'm Dr. Harish from कर्नाटका. आपका जो भी फिल्म है बहुत अच्छा किया है, हम सभी देखे हैं. जैसे अभी उन्होंने बोला राज कपूर साहब का जो भी गाना था, और हिंदुस्तान में क्या होता है, खाना सोना बाद में, फिल्म तो होना ही होना है. उसमें पहले ज़माने में जो भी गाना होते थे स्क्रिप्ट की साथ साथ चलते थे. अभी ऐसा नहीं है, एक फिल्म है तो 6 गाना होना है, 3 आउट ऑफ कंट्री में होना है. मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है, जो आपका संजू का अभी एनिमल का आया है, आजकल कैसा हो गया, जो ग्लोरीफाई करके कुछ एक्ट सिर्फ फिल्म्स आ रहा है, जैसे जो गनबाजी का जो भी हो रहा है, शायद वो हर दिन में हर मन में एक अच्छा बुरा मन रहता है, मगर सोसाइटी का कुछ ज़्यादा नेगेटिव ही हो रहा है. जो भी हो जाए गुस्से से झगड़े से वो हो सकता है, ऐसा मैसेज तो जा रहा है. जब आप कहानी सुनते हैं, पब्लिक जो देखता है उसको करके गया तो ऐसा फिल्म तो ज़्यादा नहीं आना चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से. पहले ज़माने में गाने होते थे, फीलिंग्स होते थे, अच्छा कहानी होते थे. आपका क्या रहा?
Sir, can you questions, not opinions, please?
मैं आपके ओपिनियन से बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ. आई थिंक एज एन एक्टर ये हमारा फ़र्ज़ है कि दैट यू मेक मूवीज़ विच ब्रिंग अ पॉजिटिव चेंज टू द सोसाइटी. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, मैं एक एक्टर हूँ, एंड इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट आई ऑल्सो डैबल इन डिफरेंट जॉनर्स, डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स, अलग अलग तरीके के किरदार प्रस्तुत करूँ. एंड आई थिंक so yeah, but what you're saying is absolutely correct. We have to be more responsible towards the kind of films we make.
Hello, sir. If you can see me.
One second, sir.
Hello.
Please. We have very short time. We have a lot of people who have questions. Please keep the questions at the minimal so that he can reply to more people.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
जी सर, आप बोलिए सर.
I have 2 questions.
हाँ जी.
First question is about the Holy Park.
जी.
The RK Studio. It
जी,
used to
जी.
be very famous. Do you have some memories about that? If you can.
सर मुझे याद है कि क्योंकि मैं तो काफ़ी छोटा था, तो मेरे लिए बहुत डरावना सा एक माहौल था, क्योंकि सब ऐसे काले रंग बिरंगे सबको ऐसे वो टैंकर में फेंका जा रहा है. तो यू विल हैव बेटर मेमोरीज एंड बेटर थिंग्स टू स्पीक अबाउट द होली पार्टी.
You're right about that. Some kale neele peele घूम रहे हैं, and it used to be a great celebration.
And what I heard, Rahul Uncle, is not just the actors and actresses. It was everybody from the film industry. Every camera person, the people who were working in production. Everybody used to come and celebrate.
Everybody used to come there, but then gradually, why Rathab stopped it was that it became too much of a crowd, became unmanageable. Because anybody could just walk in. So then.
Sir, one more question I have.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Back. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Please, other people.
One sec.
हाँ जी, आप बोलिए.
This girl.
I'll come back.
Hello, sir.
I'll come back. I promise.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. My name is Raj. I'm studying editing at FTI Pune.
Nice.
So like it was a great pleasure for me to know that your grandfather was like a editor also.
Yes.
So like you said that you have also like gone to a film school in New York. How much do you think of editing and how much have you edited? Like what is like your life as an editor?
It is the most important aspect of filmmaking is editing. Once you start writing the story, shooting a movie is just execution. You just go and you know the story, you've prepared it, you made your short breakdown, you've rehearsed with the actors. You know, of course, it's also hard work, but you go and shoot it. But the editing process is something which really truly makes a movie. You can change a movie, you can change how the audience is meant to feel, what you want the audience to feel, from whose perspective you want them to feel. And I think editing does that. So editing, and I've heard this from a lot of great filmmakers, that it is the most important aspect of filmmaking. I'm sure Mr. Shekhar Kapoor also agrees to that.
Thank you, sir.
Please, sir, on your right.
Yeah, go ahead. अब ऐसे बोलो.
इधर कोई can we see you directing the biography of
Raj Kapoor, Mr. Raj Kapoor.
You know, actually, I have thought about this a lot. I have spoken to various filmmakers like Mr. Bansali and different filmmakers, having a take on how do you make a film on Mr. Raj Kapoor's life. You see, a biopic is not something that you just highlight the success factor or the highs in a person's life. You truly have to portray someone's life honestly, you know, showing the lows, showing the struggles, showing the relationship dynamics. So it's a very tough biopic to make. Most of the things, I don't know if my family will agree also, you know, to show this side of Raj Kapoor. But I think it'll definitely make into a great movie. So it's definitely back in my mind.
And I also want to have one request. Can I get your autograph, please?
Of course, we'll finish this.
Please, sir, on your right, sir.
Okay, one minute. This is the last question we'll take.
Sir,
All right?
on your right, sir. Ranbir, sir, on your right. Sir.
रणबीर मैं एक क्वेश्चन करना चाहती
ना तो आपके पास एक सेकंड.
Bangalore, South people just love your acting and your grandfather's legacy. My question is, you might definitely have inspiration from your grandfather, but does your grandfather also have an inspiration from any of the South stars?
Of course, you know, he was a contemporary of Mr. A&R, NTR, and so many great actors, actresses, directors working at that time. He was a big fan of Charlie Chaplin, he was a big fan of Orson Welles. You know who he was a fan of. He always was in touch with Mr. Satyajit Ray. He always wanted to collaborate with him. So I think there was a lot of brotherhood at that time, you know, when people were making films at that era. People were constantly supporting each other, going for each other's premieres, rooting for each other's movies. वो ज़्यादातर अभी दिखता नहीं है, but उस ज़माने में तो ऐसा बहुत होता था.
Dr. Rajkumar.
Ranbir, sir, on your right, sir.
Ma'am, I see.
On your right, sir.
I see this lady here. She's been.
Yes, I'll come to you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. I can hear
Yeah. I know, Bharti, I know. What? I'm sorry, when if at all we'll do a session with me, we'll talk about it that time.
रणबीर जी मैं इधर से रणबीर
और एक सेकंड पहले इनका कर लेता हूँ फिर आप. मैं सुनाई नहीं दे रहा
तरफ भी आइए, इधर भी देखिए प्लीज, इधर देखिए.
कहाँ देखो. हेलो.
रणबीर जी मैं नम्रता शुक्ला लखनऊ से स्वतंत्र भारत से, मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ कि राज कपूर जी की ऐसी कौन सी फिल्म है जिसमें आपका मन कसक करता कि ये रोल मुझे मिला होता, और यदि उन पे कोई बायोग्राफी बनेगी तो आप काम करेंगे?
जैसे हाँ, मैंने ये दोनों सवाल के उत्तर दिए हैं कि अगर बायोग्राफी बनेगी तो डेफिनेटली मैं उसमें एक्टिंग या डायरेक्टिंग या कुछ in any aspect I would like to be a part of. और उनकी जो फिल्म है मैंने पहले बोला था श्री 420, but क्योंकि just to be different I'll name another film. I would probably say Sangam. Sangam is another all-time favorite of mine. Yes.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
I think we'll have to put an end.
Let's take last 3 questions. So we go 1, 2 and एक second. आप पूछिए. I'm extremely excited, and even now, when he is my godfather, everything I know about films, everything I know about acting, it's something that I learned from him. So for me, I'm working with him again after 17 years. It still feels the same. I'm still in awe of him. I respect him so much, and he hasn't changed at all. He's somebody who's extremely hardworking. All he thinks about is his movies. He just wants to speak about the character. He just wants you to do something different. So extremely excited, and he's very excited that it's going to be the 100th birth year of Mr. Raj Kapoor. And I'm just putting in a little more information because I had to seed this in that with NFDC, NFAI, my uncle Kunal Kapoor, and the Film Heritage Foundation, we have started restoring his films. We have done 10 films so far, and we still have much more to do. So we are going to have a film festival on 13th, 14th and 15th of December all over India. We're going to release his movies. So I'm really hopeful that you guys check out his work, because there's so many people who haven't really seen his work. I remember the first time I met Alia, she asked me who is Kishore Kumar. So it's just the circle of life. It's like people are forgotten, and then the new artists come. So I think it's very important that we remember our roots. Not just Mr. Raj Kapoor. There's so many filmmakers and so many different artists who we should constantly celebrate. And I'm really grateful towards IFFI for doing this. That it should be done more often for more people.
Hi Ranveer. Ranveer, hi, Russell here. So I wanted to know, among all your films and your lovely performances, if you had to pick one film of yours which you would want Raj Kapoor Saab to direct from his vision, which would it be? And also, if there was a song of Raj Kapoor you would want in your films to dance on, which that song would be?
I think because he made a film called Bobby and he was always amazing at making love stories, I would really be interested. I know it's a popcorn film, but the way he would direct Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, he would really celebrate the characters, the music. And one song of his that I really like dancing to, is I like two songs also apart from Kisi Ki Muskurahat, which is Ichak Dana, Bichak Dana, and I like Mud Mud Ke Na Dekh. I like both these songs.
Sir.
Last question. They throw me out, I have to say, but...
Sir, I'm a big admirer of your work. I study acting at the National School of Drama, New Delhi. So I wanted to ask you that you were saying that at your father's time and grandfather's time, there was a kind of stylized acting. And I also saw one interview of Rishi sir, where you told that you only asked him for one acting advice, and it was about lip syncing in your movie Rockstar. So I wanted to ask what are the things that evolved in acting from your grandfather's time up till now?
I mean, that's such a large question. Everything is evolved, not storytelling, characterization. But like I said, since you're an acting student yourself, be inspired by everyone's work all over the world, whichever actors you like. But always try and have your own, even if it's style. I don't mean to say stylized acting is bad acting. Like the biggest stars of the world are always stylized, because it's something that, as a fan you can copy, you can follow, you can emulate. So there's a lot of fun in that too. But like I've repeatedly said, just be yourself, travel as much as you can. I remember I say this a lot, that one advice that I wish I had taken from Mr. Amir Khan. He had told me before I became an actor, he's like, just pack a bag, buy a train ticket and just travel around India. Because you'll get to see so many characters and cultures and languages and people, and that will really help you. You'll absorb so much that eventually in your 15, 20, 30-year-old career, these memories will come back to you, and you can keep using all of that in your work. So just be open to life, receive as much as you can, and only if you receive, only if your channel is open, you'll be able to give back to your work. So just be open.
So thank you, Ranveer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, all of you.
On that note, can we please have a big round of applause for our esteemed guests?